Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way! And it's time for the 1000-kilometer review of Buckethead, the GotWay MSP HT. So, let me tell you more about it.
Wrong way.
And first of all, also big thanks to all of you for the name suggestions in the last video. There was a lot of stormtroopers, a lot of other cool names, so thanks for that. But the one I liked the most was Buckethead. It just fits with the mono customized shell, with the white shell that resembles a stormtrooper a bit. So that's what I like the most. Thank you a lot, Soultide for the name suggestion. Anyways, it's been over 1,000 kilometers now with the GotWay MSP HT, actually like 1,200, something in that ballpark. I got it used from my e-wheel with around 600 or 700 kilometers on the odometer. And it's been performing really, really well. I've been really satisfied with this wheel. Well, satisfied maybe apart from one thing, that was waterproofing. And I didn't tell you about it in the last video, but actually when I was riding in the light rain, when the water got into the wheel, it actually caused a cutoff because of a short. It has very small speed, 10 kilometers an hour, but still I fell, and all the gear helps. My Lazyrolling pants, the jacket, and the wrist guards, helmet. So there is something to be dissatisfied about, but all in all, the performance of this wheel, the ride, it's just been everything that has been lacking in both the Sherman for me and the Kingsong S18. And it's also a very feature-rich package, including a great speaker, a lift switch, app support of course, good rear lighting, and good front lighting. And I also added a bit of Shredlights to spice it up a bit. So listen, I got this wheel for off-road use, stunts, jumps, all of the crazy stuff that I'm also going to show later in the video. And one thing I can say about it, it just performs. It never ceases to amaze me how much power is in this thing. And as it's been already a year or so since I've initially reviewed the MSP line, I just enjoy it more and more. And actually, I would recommend it over the high-speed version of this wheel. So this wheel essentially gives me everything that I've been missing on the S18 and on the Veteran Sherman. In terms of the S18, there's just a huge lack of power and the range isn't the best. Here I can easily go 70, even maybe 80 kilometers without worrying about the battery too much. Now, it's not as much battery as a Sherman or a Monster Pro or EX, but I can comfortably use it as my only wheel currently, as the Sherman is broken. I just need to charge it on a daily basis with my 5 amp charger, and then I can easily get through the day. And what I've been missing on the Sherman on the other side is the hill climb possibilities. Now, there have been a lot of people struggling with Shermans in terms of inclines, with their motherboards frying. The motor is just designed for high speed use. It's not really designed for climbing inclines. And with this one, I'm not afraid to pretty much take any incline whatsoever. Now, would I like to have suspension on this wheel? Of course, it's a pretty bumpy ride, especially I ride my wheel with around 40 to 45 psi tire pressure. And a thing that I forgot in this wheel is that there's a lot of pedal dipping in successive bumps, which is quite annoying when going on trails. In terms of top speed, I'm not really missing it that much. I have the tilt back set at 48 kilometers an hour, so even lower than the top speed, like a safe top speed, which is around 55, 58 kilometers an hour, and I don't miss it that much. I'm going mostly on bicycle paths, 30, maybe sometimes 40 kilometers an hour. I accelerate fast, but I just don't feel the urge to speed that much. on this wheel. I'm not using the road because it's too slow in terms of like Warsaw streets, but in any like more, I would say, slow driving city, I think I'd be plenty fast. At this point, I'm definitely willing to have more torque and more efficiency and a cooler running motherboard than the high-end top speed of the MSP or RS19HS. I think that the fast wheels should definitely have a bigger battery like the EXN or the Sherman. Would you like to see a direct comparison of HT versus HS? Let me know in the comments. But as nice it is to ride in a city, the real beast unleashes off-road. The MSP isn't scared of any trail or any off-road path you throw at it. And with the mods I've added to the MSP, which I'm going to list now, it has become even better. First thing on the list is waterproofing, and I made a whole separate video about it, so you can check it out, link below. Then there's the pedals. The Nilonove spiked pedals are great for off-road use. They have a tilt adjustment, they're lighter. They also have like a bit of give to them, so it's almost like a small bit of suspension. There's also holes in the pedals, so all of the dirt and debris falls out. And because of the spikes, I get tons and tons of grip. They're also safer, since the plastic or the nylon works better when grinding against asphalt, or even if the wheel hits you, it's better to be hit by a flat piece of nylon than a sharp metal aluminum pedal. The side pad comparison is still on the way, but I'm mostly using the torque pads made in Poland on this wheel, which give me the additional leverage on the wheel, and it makes it possible to grip the wheel when jumping. Like I could fall so many times if not for these pads. They just keep me going straight even if the wheel is sideways, and I can just, you know, help myself to get to a straight position again. And really, side pads on this wheel are quite necessary because they just make it quite amazing to use. Like, I'm going up hills and the wheel is just struggling for grip, even with this tire, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But with those torque pads, it just keeps on going. The wheel is spinning, but I keep going up. Here, a 30-degree incline with sand and dirt. Now this incline was a bit too slippery, and you can see why I got the mono customized shell for this wheel. You can get them via Instagram. Yeah, they will save your wheel. Thanks to the shell. Perfect. So it's a shell made out of fiberglass, made bespoke for the MSP. There is also shells available for other wheels. I also bought the one for the Monster Pro since it's coming my way. And yeah, I can't say really much more. You just saw the perfect example of why I use it. And the next mod I made is the tire. So now I have a CST C803 14 by 2.5 inch tire, and I'm semi-satisfied with it, I would say. The thing is that the tire that you should get for the MSP should be either a 80 by 90 14 inch or a 14 by 275 tire. The thing is that with the narrower tire, which still fits the rim, I just don't get the same turning radius or the same turning performance as I got with the stock CST tire. It very much handles like a Tesla now. It has no train tracking, but it just doesn't turn. It's really hard to make turns without scraping the pedals, and this of course doesn't help off-road. So I already ordered the C186 tire for it, which is, as said, a 275 wide tire, and hopefully it will be much better. It's essentially like a Sherman tire. Nevertheless, it gives me a lot more grip in off-road scenarios, and now that I've also properly aligned it, it's actually quite comfy. I will not keep it for long though. I'll put the new tire on, as it will have more air, just more rubber sort of on the side, and it will let me turn better. Will it be as good of a turning wheel as with the stock tire? Not at all. These tires are maybe a lot more stable, but they will eat up your battery a bit faster, and in tight turns in the city it's still better, in my opinion, to keep the CST tire. The thing just turns amazingly well with the stock tire. So yeah, if you just ride in the city, you should keep the stock tire. So all of that brings me back to the title of the video. If I only had to choose one wheel, and I get these questions quite a lot of times, which one will it be? And to be honest with you, it would be either the MSP HT or the RS HT as of recording this video. It's still portable enough to put it in a train, to take it with you in a car. It has enough range to let you go through the day, and it's tons of power and tons of fun. Now, would I go with MSP or RS? Probably the RS is a better choice. I've opened this wheel up many times, and quite a bit of the screws are already damaged just by opening and closing up the wheel. On the shell, the new RS has better screws. They're hex screws instead of Phillips heads, and there's quite a bit of improvements of the RS. The axles are stronger, there's more power, so it is the better wheel of choice. But as a wheel, as an only wheel, if I had to choose one, it would be the HT M Super lineup. So if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.